I am glad my boy Gakuto got them figures, because if he didn't, I think majority of us would be a little bit angry at Kiyoshi Dono if he didn't get those figures. Because, let's face it, let's look at the facts here, the cold hard facts. With this episode's conclusion, Kiyoshi Dono is not really in that bad of a situation. Let me explain. Yes, he's being segregated by his friends. Yes, that's an awful thing. Yes, you have it to where the entire underground student council wants to expel him, but they want to do that to all the guys, so it doesn't matter. I mean, any guy that walks in that school, they want to do that regardless. So, besides that, kind of Kiyoshi Dono got off a little bit easy in this episode, because, I mean, the girl that thought he was disgusting in last week's episode, when everything just went to the shitter, no pun intended, you had it to where everything worked out in this episode, and then they're getting back together, and they're starting to have this little bond, and Kiyoshi Dono also got to snuggle inside between the opie of, Chiyo. So, I mean, he didn't really have a bad deal when it came to this episode. I mean, he didn't. He had a good thing going on. And so, looking at everything of the situation on both sides, Gakuto still got the shit hand. He did. Because this dude, at the end of the day, he is still looked at as a disgusting pervert that shit his pants. Okay? At the very least, the person that Kiyoshi Dono wants to like and wants someone to like him still likes him. For instance, he doesn't give a shit about anyone else. At the very least, the person he is in love with, Chiyo, she still likes him. And that's all he cares about. So, at the end of the day, he got off good. Gakuto, he still is the pants shitter. Like, he shit his pants. So, poor guy. Okay, so, besides that, when it came to the episode of Prison School, we got to find out the cliffhanger we were left on. We get to see Kiyoshi Dono. He makes it inside of the bathroom stall before everything goes down and goes south. For instance, when he had it to where at the end of last week's episode, he was about to be discovered. Well, he is in the bathroom stall crying his eyes out, and it was a really interesting scene because I thought he was going to get away with it. I really thought that he was. But then we come to find out that he was discovered because of a social networking site. Thanks to Chiyo posting on, I guess, Twitter. I guess you can consider it Twitter. Posting on Twitter or Facebook about how she was spending time with Kiyoshi and going, out and having fun, going on this little date. And when she thanks her father and sister, that is right then when he was fucked. No matter what, he was fucked. And this is something that is very intriguing about a lot of different ways when it comes to the way this episode is perceived towards me. Twitter or Facebook or any social networking site, nothing is secret at all. I mean, anybody can post anything. When it comes to, you want to have a social outing with, let's say, a girlfriend or anyone in general, you have it to where something can easily be posted online. Like, when you have it to where, maybe seeing the picture when they were going out, and then people found out about that, and they're like, oh my god, he's going out with this person's in trouble now, and that's pretty much what happened. So, to see the way that was done, nothing is kind of secret at all, depending on the certain people you hang around. And I like the way how this is kind of realistic, because I see a lot of people face some of these things in real life, and it's kind of realistic, and I enjoy that quite a bit. So, besides that, though, when it came to other things of the episode of Prison School, I felt like the animation of this episode looked a lot better than previous episodes. I don't think I'm the only one that probably noticed that, but the animation of this episode looked very fucking good. It looked really damn good. Regardless of censors, it looked really damn good. And I gotta hand it to the studio animating this series. It looks really good, and I'm wondering when the BDs finally come out, how good it's gonna look then. Because, you gotta figure they're putting these blinding flashes of light on some of these scenes that look really damn raunchy. I wonder how the BDs will look once the series is done, because it seems like they're not really censoring much at all. And I think majority of the faithful manga readers are probably happy about that, because that means they're going to get to see everything in its glory in anime form when the BDs do come out. But what was with the vice president when it came to the student council sweating? I know that she was nervous in front of the president of the student council, but still, that was a lot of fucking sweat on her legs. Did you see that? It was, what the hell, man? Oh, how hot is it in there for her to be sweating that much at once? It's just damn. Okay, so yeah, Prison School this week, it was another great and wonderful episode, as per usual. It had the comedy, to the raunchiness, to some of the way the prison life is being displayed is kind of interesting and different from what you see from normal anime, like when it comes to the segregation of Kiyoshi Dona from his group of friends, the way they're putting him down, stealing his food and stuff. It's a very realistic way of how some things happen in everyday life, in school or other places. And so, yeah, I mean, I like how Prison School, even though it has this wacky, off-the-wall, breaks reality type situations when it comes to, you know, being in prison in the middle of a school, it still keeps to the ground roots of being kind of realistic in some ways, and I respect the series for that. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.